Welcome to Max Vernon's Existential Life Crisis Lullaby. The world is, and perhaps has always been, a garbage fire. But bitch, for the next 70 minutes we will celebrate. Please, set your gender to airplane mode. And feel the delight in your anus.
I feel special, special, I feel special. I mean, think about how many times in the course of your life you could die of a surprise. No way to decide how your story will end.
Special, I feel special.
But tonight instead we'll greet the four horsemen in style. All the while we'll get blasted on scotch to the tick of a watch and try not to botch a memory story, our moment of glory before we're dead.
Special, I feel special.
Y2K and Jonestown, Branch Davidians, World War II. Hey, no Nostradamus, it's finally happening tonight. Yeah, it's finally happening tonight.
Special, I feel special.
Special, I feel special to think how many billions of years that our planet has spun around the sun just to speck in an infinite void, and yet somehow we're here.
Special, I feel special.
But tonight at last we'll watch as the sky crashes down all around everything that we prize in a blink of an eye. Vaporize, but there's still an hour to speak truth to power, for we disappear.
I feel special.
Doomsday tolls and Times Square Christian lunatics sending out flyers. The mind said it's finally happening tonight. Yeah, it's finally happening tonight. How do I define myself with just one object? Do I share a story that'll make you cry? Do I deprecate myself to win you over? How do I convince you that I'm special, truly special? How do I connect to strangers in an hour? If I lied right to your face, you'd never know. Should I strip away the mask and just be honest? Why am I here? Why are you here? What did we come to show? How do I define myself with just one object? Do I share a story that'll make you cry? Do I deprecate myself to win you over? How do I convince you that I'm special, truly special? How do I connect to strangers in an hour? If I lied right to your face, you'd never know. Should I strip away the mask and just be honest? Why am I here? Why are you here? What did we come to show? Just relax. It's only an apocalypse. What's one more big bang? Go and tell your prophet it's happening tonight. Yeah, it's finally happening tonight. Special, special, I feel special. I feel special. Hi, I'm Max. Welcome to Existential Life Crisis Lullaby. I swear to God I am not making this up, but as you can see, according to Fox News and some numerologists, tonight may very well, in fact, be the night of the rapture. So if this is our last night on Earth, thank you for spending it with me. This is also the grand finale in a 6-month residency I've been doing here at Joe's Pub. And every show has been different. We've talked about tattooed ladies, Korean pop stars, forgotten 70s gay bars, struggling with self-love and filling that void with eyeshadow. But tonight I want to go full circle and talk about the thing that connects all of those ideas together. And that, for me, is the experience of being an outsider. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have seen a Broadway show recently, but not belonging is big business, right? I mean, so many of those shows have these like adorably quirky, weirdo, loser, outsider, misfit characters who desperately want to fit in, but they can't because they don't love themselves. Yes, it turns out it's not that the people bullying them are assholes, it's that they didn't believe in themselves enough. Right, well, I'm here to tell you tonight that I think that is gaslighting bullshit. Also, what about the weirdos who don't want to be accepted? No one seems to question that people who have been bullied and harassed their entire lives should even want a seat at the table. And that's why I write musicals. I want to create a body of work that says, fuck that table sucks. We are going to create our own table tonight, and it's probably shaped like a vagina, and the tablecloth is going to be pink patent leather and embossed with holographic rhinestones. But I didn't always feel that way. So to start our journey, we are going to get in a time machine, because y'all know I love me some time travel, and we are going to go all the way back to the year 2000. That's me. In 6th grade, I am 5 feet tall and 185 pounds. I love Pokemon and musical theater and Magic the Gathering. My fashion taste consists of one Patagonia fleece jacket that I wear every single day from 6th to 8th grade. I can hear my best friend in this audience somewhere laughing because she's the only one who knows about that. I am physically taunted and called a faggot anywhere from 3 to 15 times daily. When I tell my teachers I am being bullied, they give me detention. When I tell my guidance counselor, Mr. Greenfield, he hands me a Xerox sheet of paper with examples of I feel sentences on it. I feel confused when my only friend at the time, Tim Friedman, asked me one night at his apartment, so were you also an accident? Just wondering, because it seems like you kind of might be. But I'm in luck. The school year is over. Yes, it's summer, thank God. Now it's time for Camp Knock-a-Mixin. I come back to my bunk one night to discover that all of my bunkmates have taken turns pissing on my mattress. They say a squirrel did it. The counselor washes my blanket, but the piss stains remain, and I keep sleeping with it for the rest of the summer. I enroll in an elective circus course, and sensing my great theatrical potential, they invite me to be the ringleader. And then for the rest of the summer, as kids see me, they stop and bellow, "It's the amazing, incredible, flaming faggot!" The world's gone astray. A new disaster every day. But don't forget that you're still sickening in your own special way. You can't change your fate, but you can change your face. And for a moment, feel like you're in control and everything's in the right place. Take a deep breath and stop your wallowing. You're still very influential, even if no one is following. Just prime your eyes, start to see if you can't stop the calamity. You can contour it. You can contour it. Make your dull eyes smile, let your cheekbones sing. Conceal almost everything. All the shares and likes you'll never get. The hurt and shame, just cover it with the graphic shine. So no one knows you're crying. Cause if this should be my final day, show and death I came to slay. And then puberty happens. I grow a foot and lose 40 pounds. I don't stop being weird. I mean, I still drive around high school blasting Yoko Ono, handing out Gertrude Stein poems. I go to prom dressed as Louis XIV. But somehow, I go from having 0 friends to 4, and I equate that with losing weight. And that fucks me up, actually, a lot more than the bullying did. I used to be an internet celebrity until the cloud collapsed and we all lost our fame. And history, so much to share, but there's no way to stream. So now I'm here with you folks in the flesh, instead across your iPhone screen. I'm freaking out, I'm feeling all the feels, 'cause I'm pretty sure I should be with the friends I know whose love is real. But what is my identity if strangers aren't watching me? Contour it, contour it. Make your doll eyes smile, let your cheekbones sing. Conceal almost everything. All the shares and likes you'll never get. The hurt and shame, just cover it with holographic shine, so no one knows you're crying. 'Cause if this should be my final day, showing death I came to slay. So weirdly, people start to like me, but I never know when that might change. So I have to stay vigilant. I search myself daily for flaws that I can fix. And if I couldn't find flaws, I could invent them. And to this day, my X-Men superpower is that if I stare at myself long enough in the mirror, my features will start to wander. Until all of a sudden it's like I'm looking at a de Kooning painting. What you see is this, but I see that. Which is why my next love affair was with makeup. Because with just a few pumps of concealer and about 5 pounds of eyeshadow, what I see is this. If your life's a mess and the world is shit, just contour it, just contour it. If your life's a mess and the world is shit, just contour it, just contour it. If your life's a mess and the world is shit, just contour it, just contour it. If your life's a mess and the world is shit, just contour it. Make your doll eyes smile, let your cheekbones sing. Conceal almost everything. All the shares and likes you'll never get. The hurt and shame, just cover it with holographic shine, so no one knows you're crying. 'Cause if this should be my final day, showing death I came to smile and let your cheekbones sing. Conceal almost everything. The shares and likes you'll never get. The fear and doubt, just cover it with holographic shine, so no one knows you're crying. If this should be my final day, showing death I came to slay. Showing death I came to slay. Thank you. That was from my new musical about the apocalypse, coming soon to an Off-Broadway theater near you. Speaking of makeup, I rarely get starstruck, but one of my favorite YouTube makeup artists, Teresa Is Dead, is in the audience somewhere, and that's really exciting to me. So, hey girl. Okay, moving right along. We're gonna get back in a time machine now and jump forward 6 years to the year 2006. I'm now 18. Like most of you, I took a bunch of cocaine and moved to New York to get a degree in gender studies. And when I wasn't reading about cyborg feminism or how all identity is a performative patriarchal construct, I was being escorted into clubs by Sophia Lamar, who is a transgender hipster nightlife personality. That's her with Nina Hagen and Michael Alex. She's the one in the dress that says faggot. And these parties she would take me to were full of so many fabulous, fashionable freaks whose outsiderness was the very source of their immense power, and they wielded that power like a weapon. And so I had no idea what to do other than stand in the corners of these clubs, clutching my overpriced cocktails, looking tall, thin, and miserable, which they seemed to like. Once upon a time, I was good at giving Lower East Side angry face. Had artfully disheveled hair, size 0 waist. Looked underage but felt impossibly old. And I was escorted into clubs by a semi-famous nightlife personality who douched with Clorox and drank urine homeopathically to chase away the common cold. And I danced in empty warehouses not very well. Got assaulted somewhere between Canarsie and hell. Slept with strangers more cracked up than the Liberty Bell. I was once upon a time, story that I've lived to tell. So now I'm an adult, can't find a job but have these small responsibilities. Instead of going out, I stay home eating goat cheese. And I can't button up my favorite pants. And all those trendy clubs, the names have changed, but it's the same old bouncers at the door who see my face, but they don't recognize me anymore. 'Cause now it's someone else's chance to be photographed nightly in thrifted couture. Feel rock bottom sadness the drugs cannot cure. My brain is Swiss cheese and the past is a blur. Once upon a time, I knew what my best angles were. I knew what my best angles were. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Fancy Feast. Oh my God, she is one of my favorite burlesquers on this entire planet. And weirdly, we have the distinction of sharing a mutual best friend who I've known since I was in 5th grade, and we bonded over being the two fat kids that didn't want to run the mile. And I mean, she's a social worker, so I totally understand why we are friends with her, but how she somehow decided to be best friends with these two crazy freaks, I don't know, but I'm grateful. So anyway, getting back on the narrative. I don't know why I keep writing about community. That is something I keep exploring obsessively again and again and again with all of my shows. And I think part of the reason why is because in spite of how desperately I seek it, I don't entirely think I've ever been a part of one. Because at least in my experience, even when you're surrounded by other losers and weirdos, there's still a hierarchy. And I think the natural impulse of any hierarchy is to want to be at the top of it and to seek power. So in this musical I wrote, The View UpStairs, the main character, Wes, seeks to acquire that power by buying a building, which he is going to use to launch his fashion empire. And to sing about that, please welcome our next guest, Andy Mientis.
I have a voice that talks to me in my head sometimes. Says why not do something extreme? Shave your eyebrows off, maybe buy a building. And this voice that talks to me in my head sometimes says that's fucking brilliant, buy a building. So I bought a building where the moldy wood is dog shit brown, and everything has to be torn down and plastered over desperately. There's no plumbing, no Wi-Fi, no fire escape, just an ancient damaged velvet drape that's older than me. call me delusional, but I've known since I was 18 I would one day be the face on every major magazine. I don't need community, I don't have to belong. My 40,000 followers on Instagram just can't be wrong. I am touched by fate, to hell with the past, my future's great. It all starts today. I'll be a hashtag household name. I have a therapist who talks to me sometimes. The void you feel cannot be filled up by Restylane or buying a building. And this therapist who talks to me sometimes asks, do you find your life fulfilling? So I bought a building. And it's not the lap of luxury, but it's a stepping stone toward the fantasy of Paris Couture Fashion Week. If you squint enough, it's almost quaint. Just needs 100 coats of paint in order to look less bleak. And the rest is history. I'll launch like a cannonball. I'll make $1 million, and I'll prove once and for all that I'm not just a basic bitch, another wannabe nouveau rich, tipping toward a breakdown. My 80,000 followers on Pinterest, who's laughing now? I'm touched by fate, to hell with the past, my future's great. I'll be a hashtag household name. A hashtag household name. A hashtag household name. Hashtag household name. I'll be a hashtag household name. Thank you.
So, spoiler. Oh wait, do you like the jacket? I promise no peacocks were harmed in the making of it other than me and my brain cells. So spoiler, the building that Wes buys turns out to be haunted by the ghosts of the Upstairs Lounge, which was a real 1973 New Orleans gay bar that was destroyed in an arson attack. But in spite of that, my musical is not a funeral, it is a celebration. And actually, in the next 3 months, we have new productions of it happening in San Francisco, Boston, London, Utah, Texas, and Ohio. So if you find yourself in any of those places, please go check it out. Because I love forgotten histories like the Upstairs Lounge. I love celebrating people who were not properly celebrated while they were alive. And my new musical theater baby that I am currently of child with is also a forgotten history. It is called The Tattooed Lady, and it is about the tattooed women who performed in the Victorian era freak show. And tattoos now, we feel kind of blasé about them, right? I'm sure, hopefully, some of you in this audience might have a few tattoos. But back in 1880, they were completely radical, and to see even one tattoo would have been shocking. It would have been like if after tonight we're walking down Lafayette and just some like naked person on fire runs by us. And yet these women made this radical decision to tattoo their entire bodies. For most of them, it was a financial decision, but for our main character, Artoria Gibbons, it was something different. And now, to sing Man Behind the Needle, please give it up to someone who's very special to me, Gianna Massey.
Nothing much happens here except a festival once a year. People from 100 miles wide come to decide
Which farmer makes the juiciest apple
Waste my time
pie?
at the mall, sipping sodas and feeling small, gawking at strangers walking by, while in my mind
I wonder about are trying to hide.
There's a man who just opened a tattoo shop
Right here in Spokane.
He makes the church folk clutch their pearls and cluck nonstop. The paper says he's insane. Young girls, beware the man who profits off causing pain. It's a sin, just to walk in.
Just to walk in.
So naturally I had to go find out for myself. And what do you know? It's more pleasure than pain, profound than profane, and the man behind the needle's more inspired than insane. I went back the next day as well. I didn't listen when my auntie said I'm going to hell. 'Cause in the cheap arcade I was swayed by a man who's got me feeling more aroused than afraid. In a world that felt black and white, suddenly I saw color and light. His body was a passport to a place I'd never been. The only way to get there was to read the map upon his skin. I had to win his heart. He said, I want to wear your art. I didn't have cash. Can I pay for the tattoo with a kiss? No, it's on me. Trace an angel across my wrist. Stuck a pin into my skin. I shook so hard I nearly saw stars. You better keep it hidden for now. If word gets around, they'll probably throw me behind bars. Those spread lies will be despised. Who cares? The truth is ours. It's too late now. Let's raise a few eyebrows. So naturally I couldn't stop. I found my courage and my focus in the back of his shop. It's more pleasure than pain, profound than profane, and the man behind the needle's more inspired than insane. I went back every day for a year, and now I smile every time the people snicker and sneer. 'Cause in the cheap arcade I got laid, and the man's got me feeling more at home than afraid. Ooh, it turns out it was never me that was small. It was the backwards town outside the mall. I said, Red, we're out of here. I got a half-baked, possibly insane idea and a new career. So naturally we covered the rest of my body. Now I'm tatted from my toes to my chest. It's more pleasure than pain, profound than profane, and the man behind the needle's more inspired than insane. I got no regrets to speak of. The most radical thing was falling in love in the cheap arcade. I found my trade and the love of my life. So naturally we covered the rest of my body. Now I'm tatted from my toes to my chest. It's more pleasure than pain, profound than profane, and the man behind the needle's more inspired than insane. I got no regrets to speak of. The most radical thing was falling in love in the cheap arcade. I found my trade and the love of my life, and a new myth was made. Yeah.
So, Artoria's decision to tattoo her entire body gets her thrown out of her house and disowned by her family. But it also gives her access to a new chosen family of people who accept her and appreciate her for who she is. And that, as a queer person, is a narrative that feels very familiar to me. It certainly would have been familiar to the men and women who went to the Upstairs Lounge back in 1973, a time in which it was literally illegal to be gay in New Orleans, and wearing something like this could get you arrested. And if you were arrested, your name would be printed in the paper, and if you were publicly outed, you could lose your job or your housing. And yet, bars like the Upstairs provided a sanctuary for people to be themselves, where they could love and fuck whoever they wanted. It was a beautiful bubble, kind of like this one we're in right now. And now, to sing about the world outside of that bubble, please welcome Sophia Ramos.
You talk like you've never seen the world outside these walls. In here it's some kind of paradise. Out there you there's no trampoline. You gotta bounce back upon your own. Don't act surprised in this life. We fight this fight alone. I didn't spend years of my life making this place into a home to have it ruined because of your stupidity. Where do you think you are? The revolution ain't coming here. I've been gawped at, fired, spit on. Do you know how I survive? By staying alive. That's all the revenge I need. I've grown accustomed to the vicious stares. I become a stoner when I walk downstairs. I don't scare easily at all. You don't get a sticker for playing nice, but nothing hurts you when you're made of ice. For that strength, you pay a price.
In 1973,
You better stop being so wide-eyed. This is a battle, firing from all sides, and we've all been wounded. Some have died. The best revenge is just to stay alive.
that's just reality. In 1973, that's just reality. In 1973.
The law is broken and the cops are a joke. Soon as sit there and watch you choke. We all have stories we could tell. I love to flay those men alive. Then I hear a quiet voice inside. Keep your head down and survive.
Reality in 1973.
You better stop being so wide-eyed. This is a battle, firing from all sides, and we've all been wounded. Some have died. The best revenge is just to stay alive. I've been kicked to my knees and I've been fighting for no reason. Had the world spit in my face. My whole life long I've been out of place.
Behind who we are and watch how we dress.
Where is freedom? Where is progress?
Say we're good to the world downstairs.
But if they kill us, no one cares. I've been arrested, I've been molested, lost every part of me. You won't survive if you don't know your enemy. You better stop being so wide. This is a battle, firing from all sides, and we've all been wounded. Some have died. The best revenge is just to stay alive. No price is undone. You are your own best friend. Your head's on the chopping block like Emily. Down here in New Orleans, if the cops come hide your ID, they'll put your name in the paper, crimes against nature for all to see. You'll lose your job, your life, your last stitch of privacy. And that's just reality in 1973.
Yes! What? Oh my god, that was crazy. I just got a call backstage that you just won an Obie Award for Best Vocal at Joe's Pub. Also, it's really not fair. When I'm alone in my bedroom and I'm singing, like, that is totally how I sound in my head. And then when I listen back to recordings of myself, I'm like, who is this gay white Jew? Yes. Where the fuck am I now? I'm like literally shook from that vocal and I don't know where I am. Ashlyn, what's going on? Oh, what? Oh my god. Oh, yes. Hi, everyone. Yeah, in our media, we often hear this marketing slogan of like, your difference is what makes you beautiful. Love yourself for who you really are. As if that's like this totally easy thing that doesn't require thousands of dollars and years of therapy and hard work. I have no illusions about how hard it can be to accept yourself after your church, your school, your family, your government, and Telsey Casting have all rejected you. It is a major accomplishment, and for some of us, including myself, a lifelong process. But I want to celebrate that process tonight with a good old-fashioned Broadway ditty. So now, please give it up for these three badass women over here, Gianna Massey, Avery Drought, and Michelle Gasitz.
My life up until this moment was a shitstorm of epic proportions. I could fill a mile-wide canyon with my drama.
You cured my PTSD. One smile and I'm suddenly zesty. I wanna, 'cause I'm done with all that drama. Excuse me if I'm acting gay, but women just got the vote.
It's like the old world died, it's a brand new day, and we're cruising on a speedboat to good times are all that await us now. Nothing but good times, 'cause I'm sure it won't take another 100 years to get equal pay and fulfilling careers. Just good times forever.
My self-esteem was horrible. Horrible. It was a basket of deplorables.
Deplorables.
With shame from being
Reprimanded.
to never second guess
Like
me.
a creeper.
To always normalize or oppress
'Cause
me.
you're a keeper.
Heart and mind and soul have
All expanded. There'll be no more wars or prejudice. We'll have freedom and equality. We're gonna fight to create the world we want, and we're halfway on the journey to good times. Moving at the speed of light, nothing but good times. 'Cause it's not like a bunch of shitty white men could slam the brakes, drag us back again to bad times. No, only good times forever.
Now, my cousin, Emma Vernon. Good times are all that await us now. Nothing but good times. 'Cause it's not like there'll ever be
It's
a
not
World
like
War
our government has lied to you.
Civil rights, right to bear.
'Cause it's not like poverty will be
Trouble would
widespread.
be right ahead.
'Cause it's not like property's to a backlash. 'Cause it's not like the stock market could crash us. Good times forever. I just slapped my cousin in the face with a boob. Actually, now I need your help. Can you help me for something? This is an original costume piece from the View UpStairs, and I actually have something that I need to check off my bucket list. Like, I have to do this before I die. So if you can help me, I need you to count down from 3 to 1, okay? All right. 3, 2, 1. Long after I am done, my confetti and glitter will live on this venue forever. They will never invite me back. Okay, so good times and confetti lactating bra aside, I think some of you guys might have clocked in that last song that the stock market crash and World War II and all those other shitty bad things did in fact happen, because impossible things can never happen until they do, and incredibly important things can never be forgotten until they are.
Nora Hildebrandt, the tattooed lady, at the peak of her fame, had 20 wax replicas of her body in museums all over the world. And she performed for kings and queens, and hardly any of us know she even existed anymore. And back in the summer of 2016, I was working on my Apocalypse musical show and tell in residence at New York Stage and Film, and I was sitting in my Vassar dorm room watching Trump impossibly be nominated by the Republican National Convention, and it was over 100 degrees and I had no air conditioning, so it felt a little bit like the apocalypse. And so I spent a lot of time in the Vassar Campus Cathedral thinking about infinity, and I wrote this next song. To sing it, please welcome Michael Longoria.
America, I don't give a damn. I got a fistful of clonazepam, a Bible and a double D-rack. I keep an AR-15 on my back, 'cause there's a million angry straight white men who wanna make America great again. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, of thee I sing. Don't try to tell me how to live, it's hard to find a fuck to give. If I made a time capsule today, how much of it would the future misinterpret? Let's build a time capsule. Let's hope the objects we select will make life make sense in retrospect. Hope the objects we select will make life make sense. Make life make sense. How about a cigarette, a rainbow flag, a sonogram, a pentagram, a Fendi bag, an iPhone, an iPad, a bottle of gin, my hashtag Black Lives Matter pin. No matter what I put inside, most of me gets left behind. All of my memories, photos, tweets, and MP3s would disappear if the cloud wasn't here. Oh, lovers I've kissed, the friends I've made, the dreams I had, the bills I paid. If I made a time capsule today, how much of it would the future misinterpret? Let's build a time capsule and hope the objects we select will make life make sense in retrospect. Hope the objects we select will make life make sense in retrospect. Hope the objects we select will make life make sense in retrospect. Hope the objects we select will make life make sense. Make life make sense. 10,000 years from now, if aliens should come around, they'll see Trump Towers stretching through the sky a mile high, but no one lives inside. They'll find an ancient shrine underneath the jungle vines, well preserved for eternity under plexiglass. An immaculate orb of silicone from Kim Kardashian's ass. Symbol of time capsule today. How much of it will the future misinterpret? Let's build a time capsule. Let's hope the objects we select will make life make sense in retrospect. Hope the objects we select will make life make sense in retrospect. Hope the objects we select will make life
It's hard to make sense of what is going on in the country right now. So much so. I mean, look, every time we get our phones or we read the news or we go to the theater or we log into social media, we are just like hit with waves of trauma, right? And it can be overwhelming. So overwhelming for me that for the first time in like 15 years, I actually elected of my own accord to go to a temple because I was like, I need a rabbi to help me figure this shit out. And I Googled like weird leftist queer temple, and I ended up in this place in Chelsea that was like kind of ridiculous, kind of amazing. I mean, we read like Leonard Cohen lyrics, and we did prayers that were like, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, prevent global warming, amen. And we said a mourner's Kaddish for all the people who had passed away from AIDS, which for me included my Uncle Robert, who is the only other gay person in my family history that I'm aware of, who unfortunately I never really got the opportunity to know as an adult. And since Passover was only a few days ago, I've actually been marinating like a brisket on themes of Jewish identity and diaspora and Moses and all that shit. And I assume some of you may be Jewish, and I know you're Jewish. But even if you're not, I mean, all of you guys elected to come on a Tuesday night to a musical theater concert, so you basically are. But for my Gentiles in the crowd, Passover or Pesach is the story of Jewish slaves fleeing Egypt and going from a life of bondage to freedom. And the reason why we are supposed to tell this story is to remind ourselves that as long as there are other people out there in the world who are still oppressed, that we are still enslaved. And to go a little deeper on that theme, I'd actually love to tell you about my great-grandparents, Fanny and Fischel Fidel. They were Jewish immigrants who came here from Russia through Ellis Island. And Fanny actually used to make gefilte fish fresh, like she had the carp swimming in her bathtub, which is something I would love to do, except for the fact that that's disgusting. And as you can see, they were approximately 2 feet tall. And Fischel had a tiny push cart that he would sell bananas from and push around the Lower East Side. And to me, that's really the story of America. You know, you run away from your bigoted, war-torn country so that you can come here and 3 generations later, your great-great-grandchild can be a gender non-conforming gay socialist wearing a sequin dress in front of strangers. This next song is called America. My great-grandparents came here in 1916. Fischel sold bananas and Ellie made hats. And thousands just like them, armed only with dreams, crammed their lives into mouse-ridden tenement flats. And these days, a month's rent back then wouldn't buy you a cocktail at a bougie boutique hotel bar. And I worry sometimes we're changing so fast. If we don't slow down, we'll forget who we are. Tell me how many Dwayne Reeds and Chase Banks does one city need? If one more Sephora or Starbucks opens, I will scream. America, 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 America. 100 years later, we're not as naive. We live under surveillance and threat of attack. The country is broken, corrupt, and obscene, and we forfeit our future unless we fight back.
'Cause one day you'll wake up and find you're trapped in a meaningless life. Slowly dehumanized, building bodies of violent acts. But the world will stay blind if we don't make the mask. Just how many Dwayne Reeds and Chase Banks does one city need? If one more Sephora or Starbucks opens, I will scream. America, 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 America. All the penthouses on Central Park are owned by corporate oligarchs. $1 billion super PACs to steal control and not pay tax. So we stare at our screens and masturbate and pretend we don't live in a police state. This is not my America. Nothing like my America. Just a corpse called America. That's laying dead beside you. You feel the water slowly rising as we sink and drown. Wanna change the world, you have to be prepared to burn it down. And you feel the water slowly rising as we sink and drown. Wanna change the world, you have to be prepared to burn it down. And buildings start blowing up, buildings blowing up, buildings blowing up, buildings. Things go blowing up, buildings blowing up, buildings blowing up, buildings. And buildings are blowing up, buildings blowing up, buildings blowing up, drown. Wanna change the world, you have to be prepared to burn it down.
Thank you. There is a context for that in a musical. Don't blow up any buildings, y'all. So yeah, you know, I think outsiders come in all shapes and sizes, and I think immigrants are kind of the ultimate outsiders. Some of them look like my great-grandparents, others look like that. And others look like this. And now, because we are all sufficiently depressed, we are now gonna have a palate cleanser from K-pop that has nothing to do with our narrative, but I like it. So now, please welcome one of my favorite people on the planet, K-pop diva and my co-composer, Helen Park. Girl, you adore anything less is second best is not good enough. I can be a dancer, I can cure cancer. There's a question, I'm the answer. So just watch me, yokichiboji, chiugo jushana, baby.
I'm gonna try a little harder.
Harder,
Go a little farther.
farther.
Till I cross the finish line.
I'm an A plus 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 A plus 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 kind of
Even one mistake will cause my heart
to break. I'm an A plus 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 A plus 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 kind of girl.
Never rejection, only perfection. It's a matter of pride, I can't let go
is not good enough.
I can lead a nation, write my dissertation, be an overnight sensation. Just watch me, I'm gonna slay you, baby. Gonna try a little harder, to go a little farther, till I cross the finish line. Yeah,
I'm an A plus 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 plus
A plus 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 kind of girl.
Even one mistake will cause my heart to break. I'm an A plus 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 A plus 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 kind of girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for MC Leolane.
Ever since I was a little girl, I had my eyes on the prize. Got a perfect score on my SAT, and it only took me 2 tries. Work endlessly to make history. All the lows are worth the highs. All my enemies will look up at me, cause haters can't stop my rise. Look at you, look where you are. Look at me, bitch, I'm a star. Got more first than a Russian czar. All day on the yacht eating caviar, blowing up like an oil wheel in guitar. Wearing jewels, I came from Myanmar, so check my ass to first class. You can tell from a rap I travel far. Gonna try a little harder, to go a little farther, cause I win every time. I'm an A plus 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 A plus 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 kind of girl.
Even one mistake will cause my heart to break. I'm an A plus 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 A plus 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 plus
kind of girl.
Never rejection, only perfection. I'm an A plus plus kind of girl.
One mistake will cause my heart to break. I'm an A plus 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 A plus 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 plus
plus kind of girl.
Never rejection, only perfection. Except for that one verse.
Thank you. Here's more pom-poms for you, right in your expensive salad. I love fantasy and escapism. You know what's not escapist is the realization that we're born into this strange world with all of these very strange rules. And most of these rules are written by people who were long dead, and yet for some reason we're forced to continue following these rules. And for whatever reason, this body that I was born into broke a bunch of those rules without even intending to. And that resulted in some years of bullying and alienation. But the older I get, the more I think that maybe that was a gift, in a way, because it forced me to develop an armor. And I think we are now living in a time in which warriors are needed. We need people who are battle-tested. And I have a closet full of beautiful armor. And I've got a makeup bag full of war paint. The problem for me has never been in putting the armor on, but feeling safe enough to take it off. This next song I wrote is kind of a prayer to try to lift all of us up together in our shared weirdness. And to sing it, please welcome Joe Lampert.
Baby, be a torch of light, guide us around, past the old generation's antiquated ideas, gonna burn them all down, cause you're a bonfire, baby, be a siren, loud enough to make them hear, your voice will speak for the silent, teach them to live without fear. Be an eye, gazing out of the void to cut through the darkness. Queen of a Hellcat tribe, mighty and relentless. I'll bless your body with my art, a beautiful armor, and make the battles that you fight a little easier than mine.
a little easier than mine. Baby, be a rare book, teach us the truth. All the senile men are gonna lead us astray, guide us back with your youth. Like a compass, be a horizon, a better world we can't perceive. Your voice will speak for the silent, show them what you can achieve. Be an eye, gazing out of the void, to cut through the darkness. A queen of the Hellcat tribe, mighty and relentless. I'll bless your body with my eyes, a beautiful armor. Make the battles that you fight a little easier than mine. A little easier than mine. A little easier than mine.
In The Tattooed Lady, that song is sung by the character Maud Wagner, who is not only a tattooed lady, but the first female tattoo artist in American history. How did we allow ourselves to forget that? And yet, I kind of love, in a weird way, that all of the things we think are important will be forgotten. All of the awards, all of the rejections. I find beauty and peace in that. This next song is supposed to be sung by a 50-year-old woman. So you're in luck, because I am a 50-year-old woman. The first trip I had just turned 25, rented a car, tried to see how far we could drive, screamed along on the interstate to a hardcore punk mixtape he made. Black flag blasting in the summer breeze, woke up underneath the redwood trees. 400 feet tall, makes you feel insignificant and small. But we got high in the park and carved our names into 500-year-old bark. We were young, obnoxious, without a care, and I thought I really loved him. There were stars in the sky, and these prehistoric trees. It was probably just the weed, but he got down on his knees, and he asked if I would marry him. Are you out of your fucking mind? And I said yes. Oh my God. To celebrate, we attempted sex in the park, but there were bugs, it was cold, just a little too dark. We bid the trees farewell, spent the night off the freeway in a cheap motel. Moldy walls painted vomit pink, and 4 used condoms underneath the sink. I couldn't sleep at all. He talked of kids getting hitched at City Hall, or picking out a wedding cake. It made the last 7 hours feel like a mistake. I laid on the bed and watched him snore, more alone than I ever felt before. Those stars in the sky, those stupid ancient trees that made permanence seem wonderful and less like a disease. But I couldn't fake the fantasy. I chose to grow up fast. Not everything is meant to last. He had this way of smiling that always seemed insincere. He didn't recycle, didn't have a job. He liked to talk too much about beer. He wanted 6 kids, I wanted none. I said, your social skills appall, and he just laughed. I wouldn't change anything about you at all. wonder where he is now, how he looks, and how his life turned out. Is he also alone, or did he finally start a family of his own? Instead of forever, we were just a fling. But I find it weirdly comforting that somewhere out there now, our names are still on those trees. Just one out of 100,000 couples' memories. I haven't talked to him in 20 years. He's so far out of sight, and I don't know why I thought of him tonight. Thank you. Oh my God, this is scary. This residency has taken up the last 8 months of my life, making all 30 costumes in my tiny ass studio in Brooklyn at like 2 a.m. in my room with a glue gun, and all the incredible guests, and we have just one song left. But I'd like to thank a few people before that. I want to thank my director, Ellie Heyman, who I love deeply, who I think is so brilliant. And I want to thank all my incredible guests tonight. I want to thank James Dobinson, my music director and pianist. I want to thank Paul Haney, my guitarist. I want to thank Alan Hewitt, my bassist. Tristan Marzeski on drums. Gianna Massey, Avery Drought, Michelle Gaysitz. And all of you guys for coming tonight and making the last 6 months one of the best experiences of my life. Thank you. Okay, so we have one last song, and to give context for it, we're going to get back in the time machine one final time, and we are going to go to the year 1994. I am 6 years old. I go to Coney Island with my dad and beg him to let me see the freak show, and against his better judgment, he does let me in. And in my mind's eye, this memory, it's very hot, it's summer, and we walk into this little tent. Guy who feels very milquetoast, you know, like thrifted Brooks Brothers suit that's kind of like drab gray. And he's got this whole shtick that he's doing the entire show. Like, I know exactly what you think, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm exactly like you, a normal person, a decent person, and I'm absolutely disgusted by these freaks. And then he's like, and now welcome, you know, the contortionist. But so he does that again and again until the very last number where he goes, ladies and gentlemen, now there is one freak left, but I have to admit I have not been entirely honest with you tonight. You see, this freak is the freakiest freak of all, and that freak is me. The language was not so creative, but he proceeds to pull out a hammer and a set of nails and start hammering nails into his face. Yes, that was my reaction. And it taught me a lot at a very young age about the things people keep hidden. And at my rhinestone-studded vagina table, I don't want any of us to feel like we have to hide. And I don't want a hierarchy. I just want to be able to sit with you and for the first time in my life not feel even slightly self-conscious or dysmorphic. And I want us to gaze across the table and be able to truly see each other. I've been mentioning Artoria Gibbons quite a bit tonight. She is one of my idols because whereas most tattooed ladies retired in their early 30s, she just kept going until she was the last tattooed lady still performing into her early 80s. It's her on the left in 1916 and her on the right in 1981, I believe. And before every performance, the carnival barker would introduce her as the Great Monstrosity. But she never accepted that label because she always saw herself as beautiful. And so she kept bravely sharing her skin to all of these audiences of strangers. And if I could end the show on a wish tonight, it is that one day we can all also feel at home in our bodies and beautiful. For this last song, please welcome back Sophia Ramos.
I wasn't the first or the best, but I'm the last woman standing. Stuck with you in this dive, somehow still alive, and I'm the last woman standing. Maybe you came to laugh at me, the monster right in front of you, an ancient harlot stripped for all to see. But I'm happy in my faded skin, and I don't need approval. It's 'cause I can only define my beauty. And who the hell are you anyway? Aren't you also wearing a costume, trying to fit in somewhere? 'Cause someone's judging you every day. This world can't see beneath the skin, so I turn inside out, put my soul out there to make you aware. You're looking at history, a mastery of skill, a living, breathing work of art, a triumph of free will. I'm a rarity you won't find in a gallery. I'm history, the last of my kind, a living legend, tour de force, my body, my design. And you're lucky to have shared in a moment with me. I've lost all my fame. No one here knows my name, but I'm the last woman standing who never broke through. But I made it easier for you too by being the last woman standing. Maybe you came to see a freak, to gloat and feel superior, to praise yourself for your conformity. But I hope you leave and tend the seed of change I've sown inside of you. It's better to be odd than ordinary. And who the hell are you anyway? Aren't you also wearing a costume, trying to fit in somewhere? 'Cause someone's judging you every day. This world can't see beneath the skin, so we turn inside out, put our souls out there to make you aware. You're looking at history, a mastery of skill, a living, breathing work of art, triumph of free will. I'm a rarity you won't find in a gallery. I'm history, the last of my kind, a living legend, tour de force, my body, my design. And you're lucky to have shared in a moment with me. Yes, you're lucky to have shared in a moment. You're lucky.
Thank you for making the last 6 months so magical. It has meant so much to me to have you here. Everyone have a wonderful night. Work me upstairs in the library if you want to come have a drink.